I guess another main event for you, heading the bill. I guess what did the feel like for you? Is it still an exciting opportunity to be in the top spot?
Yes, of course. It's like redemption for me. My first one, I got a loss, but I'm really excited to be back. I think the biggest thing was like 6 months of training, injury-free. Like, I'm literally going to this fight the best I've been, so I'm really, really excited. I think I was asking for Mick, like, oh, Mick, I wanted a main event with the crowd, especially because in Florida, I had the crowd again, it was like big crowd, and I had 5 fights in the Apex, so I was like, so good to remember and have that feeling of why we do this, and the show we like to put on. He's like, oh no, we just have this one, that's okay, and now it's like private, I'm like, oh my gosh, but I'm so happy to be back at the Apex and I'm a little bit superstitious, so I really want to make sure I get a win on my main event at the Apex, because that's how I lost last time, so I want to get that out of the way.
That was a great fight, obviously. I mean, you turned in a good performance, but was there anything that you take specifically out of that, whether it be the week leading into the fight, whether it be 5 rounds? I mean, was there anything that you take out of that you think will help you the second time around?
I mean, I don't know how Young's been training. I imagine she's training ready for 5 rounds. I didn't feel too much different. Definitely, once you do 5 rounds to go back to 3, you're like, oh man, that's a little bit, like, not that much time. But yeah, I mean, I think I had 2 really good moments with Marina where the second round was almost the whole time on the ground, and I think the 4th round maybe, or the end of the 5th, or one of the later rounds, I ended up getting on the mount and finishing the round in a good position too. So I mean, when you start to think strategic wise, going into this one again, 5 rounds, I definitely want to not let her get any rounds. I don't want her to steal, and you start doing the math, okay, 2 to 3, is it 4 and 1? What is it? So I definitely want to stay ahead on the rounds. And yeah, what I saw with Marina, what I felt with her is I had really good moments on the ground, and with all my credentials in jiu-jitsu, these girls shouldn't be getting out of there alive, I mean, not literally alive, but, with a win, If I get to the ground, I should be finishing, So I trained really hard for this camp to be and with Tisha too, I had the Kimura Toho leg lock, I should be finishing at that, not doing a whole bunch of things, and then in the end you didn't do anything, So I really trained hard to make sure that if I get to the ground, I'm going to finish this fight. So I'm confident. I think I'll be able to get to the ground and get the win.
Nice. I know you've worked hard to, improve, obviously, as a complete martial artist in the striking, but is there ever any point where you go why am I working on this striking when really my grappling is on such a high level? I should just do that.
No. All the time. I mean, I have my dad, my Rogério, my strength trainer coach, they both really like when I train ground, wrestling, the ground, they really believe that it's good. I need to stay on point with that. But never in my mind I think oh, I feel so much better, everything for me is easier with my striking getting better, we were just saying my feints, my confused my opponent, I draw them in to to engage with me a little bit more instead of me chasing all the time. My striking beyond as much that I'm chasing, I can cut off the cage way better now. And yeah, I mean, I think eventually even I'm not looking for the knockout, but I think just mixing everything together, I'll have knockouts too eventually. So, and yeah, base, my kicks are better, wrestling is better, everything's better with the striking. So no way I wanna go away from that, and I think that's all I need to be really dangerous for the division, because I don't see any of the girls too threatening on the ground for me,
Yeah. Obviously, you're facing, the elite people in the division right now, but what do you think about Jan as an opponent? Is there anything that she does specifically that's more concerning maybe than other opponents?
It's so funny because I always thought man, okay, I'm a ground girl, I'm a ground player, grappler, and I always go into the line of fire, and as a grappler, we shouldn't like to get hit, because that's completely different than what we do, we're the gentle art, we do arm bars and chokes, we don't get punched in the face. So most of the grapplers in a fight, they don't enjoy to get punched in the face, but I put myself in that line, I know I have a chance to get hit a lot to get to the ground. And I always thought like, man, I thought that the strikers, they'd be confident in their striking and want to like overwhelm the grappler. You know, like, okay, the grappler doesn't like to get hit. Let me land some good punches on them, and then they're gonna, they're gonna be away. And all the girls I fought, most of them, they hit and run, a lot of like point fighting, hit and out. It's very like good, strategic. And Yan, she's aggressive striker. She goes forward. So I'm kind of like getting what I asked for, a little bit, as in like, and I'm almost like, oh man, now it's gonna be hard because, no one wants to ask to get hit in the face, but that's kind of like what I'm asking for when I want a fighter like Yan, someone who's gonna go and try and hit me and overwhelm me. And I think that's one of her strengths, and that she has high volume, good technique, strong punches. She hits in the good, like, right spot. But at the same time, as a grappler, that's good, because it's a little bit easier to take them down, So good thing I'm durable. Good thing, I think I can, if I need to stay at 25 minutes standing up, I feel good to do that. And I think I'm at a really good moment of my career to fight someone like that that's going to try and put the pressure on me, because I finally am starting to settle in on my striking.
You mentioned the fact that it's a private event. Have they told you what to expect in terms of atmosphere? Because obviously, they just said no fans, no media. Do you know what's going to happen in there? Do you know what environment you're walking into, or do you have to wait till fight night to find that out?
I know Mark Zuckerberg rented out the whole event, so I know he'll be there. But I don't know if it's just literally him and his wife, or if he's gonna have friends, if it's just it'll be a small party. I don't know, but from who wanted a main event with a crowd going to very, very private, I'm definitely okay, we're gonna be back, a sparring. It's a different type of adversity they have to get through because you get distracted so easily, so any commentating or anything, you can, if you're not focused, your mind can get distracted, so I'm excited, and that just makes me more driven to put on a good show for, I know everyone's watching on TV, but for Mark and whoever's going to be there, put on a show. If that's what they want to see is a show, then we're going to give a show.
I love it. Last thing for me, obviously this is a big fight in the division, but are you thinking about exactly what it means? So we've already got a title fight lined up. You think Marina's probably next. So this next, or this sets up another. Are you thinking about that, or is it more just let's just win and see how things shake out?
Yeah, it's because who I train with Luke. I train with Luke Rockhold, train with Chito Vera, and I'm lucky because I got both of their camps going into this camp. I was able to get off of the energy and the training and the focus from their camps. And I see Chito, who's fought, 3 former champions before. So I think that would be if I have a dominant performance, that would be a next good step for me. I don't think, I want to fight exactly for the belt. I'm not going to be the person to say no, I don't want a title fight. If they offer to it, maybe we'll take it. But for me, if I had a choice, I would like to do one more fight and against a former champion. So, Rose Namajunas or Jessica Andrade, or maybe even the loser of Zhang Weili and Carla Esparza, I think would be a good test for me. And if I beat a former champion, then go fight the real champion.